We're driving a Lexus UX 250H. Coming up, we're going to share the change for 2023 that makes this thing much more desirable. But first, information explosion. The Lexus UX is a small, premium SUV crossover type thingy, and it's only sold as a hybrid as of 2023. Let's begin with interior.
There's not a lot jumping out to me from a style perspective, but what is here feels nice and very practically laid out.
This is the cheapest vehicle for the Lexus lineup, and I like the fact that in here, it looks like a Lexus. It feels like a premium product. This is the washi trim. It's inspired by Japanese paper. Over here, near the window switches, they could have gone shiny black plastic like so many manufacturers do, but they did not. They went with a matte black solution, which means it's not going to collect fingerprints nearly as poorly. Some practical touches. You got two cup holders right here that are currently filled with Kleenex.
Your Kleenex.
Look, sweetie, I got a little bit of a cold, so yeah, I claim that Kleenex. But back here, this center armrest covers the center console, and it flips this way, but wait, it also flips this way.
And reveals my Kleenex.
Yes. One thing that I'm kind of confused by, there's a little spot right up here that's covered by the armrest. I have no idea what's supposed to go there.
I think I know.
What?
A Kleenex.
Oh my gosh. Let's check it out, guys. Will it work? My goodness. What would you put in that tiny little nook? Tell us in the comments. I also like that there's big enough door storage that I can put my water bottle over there. As mentioned, this is the F Sport Handling trim, and we've got these F Sport seats, which add a little bit of extra lateral bolstering with the assumption that we're going to drive this thing with real gusto. Over on the driver's side, I'm enjoying more than abundant lumbar support.
I would prefer to have the lumbar support that you've got on your side, but overall very comfortable.
We can't all be Micah Muzio. There's no revelation here, small SUV small. But I will say that my head and knees do clear, and that's not always the case. I got this long torso, even though I'm a very average 5'10". I do fit, but there's really no extra space. If I had a request for the back seat, it would be just that it would be like roomier. But also the static lumbar support for the rear seats to me feels a little bit lacking. On long drive, I'd probably bring my inflatable lumbar pillow. And then I also wish there was a slightly greater recline to the rear seat backs. Kiddo, how do you find sitting back there? And then how was it getting in and out of this car?
It's pretty easy. It's slow.
And we can sing about it. You're getting in the car. She's getting in the car. That is the correct reaction. And how is it getting the car seat in and out?
The latch points are covered with plastic covers that are a little difficult to remove, but that's okay because you'll probably immediately lose them.
Yeah.
We have a booster seat, so I didn't have to deal with a back or a rear-facing car seat, and I think either one of those options might be difficult here.
Speaking of size, the cargo space is a workable 17.1 cubic feet, but by comparison, the BMW X1 has 27.1 cubic feet. For accessing the cargo area, though, I do like the optional kick-activated power hatch.
The kick is sick.
And if you don't like it, you're a jerk. Beyond sheer size, one other challenge with the cargo area is that the liftover height is pretty high. That said, you do have a covered under cargo area. If you want, you can put it in a lowered position if you need extra space. And then underneath, there's another secret cargo area where you can put little stuff. As for safety, the Lexus UX, at least for the 2022 model, is a 5-star overall vehicle. For 2023, it's a mild refresh, so all that stuff should carry over. So 5-star overall from NHTSA. It is an IIHS top safety pick. And among the standard roster of active safety features, you got lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection and daytime cyclist detection. You also have blind spot monitoring standard, plus 10 airbags. What do we think, family? Is the Lexus UX family friendly?
Not for every family, a very small family.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not family friendly, but if you wanna make it work, you can. Rear window test. All the way down, boom! armrest test. The location of the inboard and outboard armrest works really well for me. I've got easy access to them and my elbows land in comfortable spots. That's a pretty good squish, even though right in this one particular spot where the button is, it gets much, much harder. So depending on where your elbow lands, that might be better or worse. But for me, I think it's firm but yielding. I'm gonna go 85% inboard, 85% outboard. Hey! Would you like to see more videos like this where we review cars as a family, plus the occasional helicopter adventure? If you would, you're always welcome to subscribe. Style!
I think the style of this vehicle is magnificent. No, wait, I meant maleficent. There's such an angular quality to this that it looks sort of ominous, but it's very specific. I like it.
So when they make the movie about the Lexus UX, will the UX be played by Angelina Jolie?
Absolutely.
The Lexus UX rear driving has the F Sport exterior, so if you either go with the F Sport design or F Sport handling trims, you'll get a Lexus UX that looks like this, which replaces the front and rear fascias with something a little bit sportier. It also gives you a black roof, which you kind of can't see, and black roof rails, which you actually can see. I like the look of the F Sportified UX, but I also like the standard UX. I also find it interesting that even on the F Sport, it has the exact same wheel size and tires that you get on the basic vehicle, which are these 18-inch run flats. Those tires are one of the reasons why the UX is supposed to be a little bit quieter than it was for 2022. What do you guys think? Do you like the look of the Lexus UX? If so, if no, tell us in the comment section. In motion! Commuting in the Lexus UX, I found the ride quality to be pleasing. It does have a relatively quiet interior. There is a nice responsive quality to the steering. I've got it in Sport Plus mode right now. Let's put it back in normal. That lightens it up just a little bit, but it feels predictable, potentially engaging. By the way, for 2023, they've also added 20 more spot welds to increase rigidity. They've also retuned the electronic power steering and retuned the dampers.
Is that the key to rigidity? Spot welds.
Let's hope not. Changing the topic very quickly, the F Sport handling, the rear driving, this particular trim has performance dampers. They can change their damping depending on the mode and the driving situation. Now we are coming to a stop here, and every UX sold in America starting in 2023 is a hybrid, and oftentimes hybrid brakes can be a little bit difficult to manage, but I think I can come to a very smooth stop. That's pretty smooth. We've got an electronic continuously variable transmission. There's the potential for a relatively low horsepower hybrid to have a droning quality, especially if you're going up hills, and indeed, you will hear the engine racing, but I find that just driving around normally, I don't think about the eCVT at all. Ultimate power is just okay. The 0 to 60 time is like 8.5 seconds, which is like not that good in the modern era, but it is adequate, and man, you cannot argue with how efficient this thing is. Don't even try. Are you trying to argue with the UX with how efficient it is? Well, stop.
I am.
No arguing with its efficiency. Last thing, I'm gonna make a U-turn here. Lexus claims that the Lexus UX has a best-in-class turning radius. Yeah, that's best in class, best in class. Let's see what Evie thinks. Evie's at the wheel. Okay, this is a perfect scenario. This is why you hate big vehicles. We have a narrow bridge to go over. Let's see how you feel driving the comparatively tiny Lexus UX.
I'm very glad to be in something with such tiny dimensions, but the visibility for me is not great. There's a huge B-pillar. I can barely see past it. Back there, it just seems like there's a lot of car in the way. I wouldn't feel confident on the freeway changing lanes in this.
Yeah, there are some visibility issues, but again, it's very small, and blind spot warning does come standard.
Hooray!
How does the steering feel?
Very light, but it feels also sure, which isn't.
What about
always a
now?
combo.
Now that you're in Sport Plus mode. Too heavy, or does it still feel pretty good?
Let me get to a corner, bro.
Okay, here we go. Entering in at a vigorous 35 miles.
Oh.
Almost hit a bird there.
And really
Kind of an odd moment.
spectacular.
As you were trying to murder that hawk, how did the steering feel?
Felt great.
Yeah, do me a favor, like just stop right now and just floor it from a standstill. Go. How's that feel?
The Electric torque is really nice from a stop.
Even though ultimate acceleration is not great by like 0 to 60 time, for our use case, which is like blind intersection, let's get out, before a car comes around a corner, there does seem to be like enough power off the line.
Absolutely.
Overall, how are you feeling driving the Lexus UX?
I feel really comfortable and confident driving this.
Well, that sounds like a win to me. I'm getting back in the driver's seat. In total, I like driving the Lexus UX. Moving onward to emotion factor. Let me very speedily thank the sponsor for today's video, Flying Eyes Sunglasses. I'm not even going to explain why they're amazing, but if you're curious why we wear these in the helicopter and in our real life, click the link in the description below. And if once you go there, you think, man, I could use some Flying Eyes, use the promo code Micah to save 10%. Flying Eyes.
I think the exterior styling for me is where the emotion is coming from. I haven't seen anything that looks quite like it.
Other than maybe like another Lexus, but even then, it's like when you take Lexus styling cues and you put it on such a small platform, there's just not a lot of space for stuff that's not styled. I also like the fact that when you come inside, it definitely feels like a Lexus, even though it is the cheapest way to get a Lexus. This is probably the entry point for a lot of people into a luxury brand or a premium brand, and there's definitely something about like, hey, I got my first Lexus. That's cool. What do you guys think? Are you feeling emotionally drawn to buy a Lexus UX of your very own? If you are, you might need to sell your current car first. Click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to see how much your car is worth and how much you should pay for your upcoming Lexus UX. Onward to remarks. In the beginning of the video, we teased that there is a change for 2023 that makes the Lexus UX much more desirable. That change is this, the infotainment system. Previously, this had the remote touch interface and a screen that was placed way up there, and Lexus has come to their senses and ditched all that. So now we just have a touch screen, and they've moved the screen closer to the front seat occupants. The standard screen is an 8-inch unit with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Here, we've got a 12.3-inch unit. This only comes on the F Sport Handling trim. How have you found this interface?
Just like I found it in every other Toyota and Lexus product. The icons on the side are a little bit small, but the menu is simple enough that I feel like I can easily navigate around it.
We can also use the Hey Lexus prompt. Hey Lexus,
What would you like to do?
turn my temperature to 74.
Setting the driver's seat temperature to 74 degrees.
It's the power of the spoken word. Oh, every time we get into a Lexus or a Toyota hybrid, they always have this EV mode, and every time I push it, it doesn't work. It's actually active right now.
What?
I know, let's try it out. And it's off. So I think it's like at a very, very slow speed. Accelerator pressed too far. That's my bad. I shouldn't have
You were going 19.
I was going 19. I think we might be able to try it one more time. Okay, let's see. EV mode is active. Okay.
Oh, we're on a hill though.
Oh, we are on a hill. Let's see what happens. That, too much.
We were going 6 on a hill.
Have you guys ever used the EV mode? And if so, how? Tell us in the comments.
Sweetie,
Yes.
push that button.
Okay.
How cool is that?
Oh my gosh! The gauge cluster here, watch. It moves side to side. Can I tell you the first time I saw that? I was driving a Lexus LFA, $500,000 worth of carbon fiber supercar, and that kind of approach has made its way down to this simple, small SUV. Very cool. Sweetie,
Yes.
can I give you a trim recommendation?
Sure.
Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential features you would regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. I'm gonna recommend the base trim. It's $35,850. It comes with dual zone automatic climate control, 8-way power faux leather seats, plus full speed adaptive cruise control with a curve speed function, and smart key access, a feature I will not live without. Also, I definitely add wireless phone charging to that base trim. It's only $75 to add it, so yeah, get that wireless phone charger. We've mentioned the changes for 2023. In addition to the infotainment update, they've also killed the previous 169 horsepower gasoline version of the Lexus UX. By the way, if you want all-wheel drive on any trim, it's an extra $1,400. As for the competitors, the standout names are the Audi Q3 and BMW X1. Both of them start around $39,000 and are certainly more powerful than the Lexus UX. As a cheaper alternative to the Lexus UX, let me throw out the Mazda CX-30.
They feel premium.
They certainly do feel premium, and I'll just say that you can get the absolute highest trim Mazda CX-30 with 250 horsepower, totally loaded, for less than the base price of a Lexus UX. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comments section. Synopsis! In thinking about the essence of the Lexus UX, it's a premium experience at a reasonable price, but it's kind of small and it's kind of slow. To me, it is the hot air balloon ride of small premium SUVs. Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Lexus UX. May I have a 5 and a 5?
Phew.
And you can get your high five. Bam!